4 American service members killed, 3 American fighter jets shot down, and nearly 600 people dead across Iran, including the regime's supreme leader. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. You are watching ABC News Live and our coverage following joint U.S.-Israeli strikes in Iran, where major combat operations are underway at this moment. President Trump saying the assault could last 4 to 5 weeks, but says the U.S. is prepared to stay in the fight as long as necessary. We're now 3 days into the conflict, and the president still has not presented a clear vision of how power could be transferred to a new government. Here's what he said from the White House just a short bit ago.
Today, we grieve for the 4 heroic American service members who have been killed in action and send our love and support to their families. In their memory, we continue this mission with ferocious, unyielding resolve to crush the threat this terrorist regime poses to the American people, and a threat indeed it is. We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail.
Now, questions are growing over what the future holds for the people of Iran. We're already seeing a direct impact of this war on our U.S. troops. 4 service members of ours have been killed so far. And speaking from the Pentagon today, General Dan Kane says it's likely we could see additional losses. CENTCOM also confirming 3 U.S. fighter jets shot down in Kuwait due to an apparent friendly fire incident. Dramatic video capturing the F-15s falling through the air. Fortunately, all crew members ejected safely. We have team coverage from across the region today. Let's start with our White House correspondent, Karen Travers. So, Karen, what more did the president say just about the objective of this operation?
Kira, he talked about the objective for the United States, saying it focuses on 4 things. 1, destroying Iran's nuclear capabilities. 2, annihilating its navy. 3, he says, ensuring Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And 4, limiting and ensuring that that regime cannot arm or fund proxy terror groups in the region. In those remarks, Kira, at the event at the White House, the president also was trying to explain the imminent threat that the administration says is there from Iran, which justifies this operation right now. But there are still significant contradictory statements coming from the president over the last several days. Kira, the president said that the regime already had missiles capable of hitting Europe and U.S. bases in the region and overseas. And he also said that they would have soon had missiles capable of hitting the United States. But, Kira, U.S. intelligence assessments have said that Iran would not have had a missile capable of hitting the United States for 9 years. And then on how imminent this threat is. The president said today, Kira, that the country itself would be under threat. It was very nearly under threat. The president on Saturday had said it was an imminent threat by Iran, but we also know that administration officials were briefing congressional staff over the weekend and indicated that there was no intelligence suggesting that Iran was about to launch a preemptive strike. So, Kira, there's still a lot of questions now about how imminent that threat actually was, that the White House is now saying is the justification for this operation.
All right, our Karen Travers there at the White House. Karen, thank you. Well, the entire Middle East is on edge as Iran is launching these retaliatory strikes against Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and more. And Iranian missiles have also been striking highly populated areas like Dubai. You can see the destruction here at Dubai's International Airport. Our Matt Rivers is there in the region. He joins me now from Amman, Jordan. So, Matt, what are you seeing and hearing right now at this hour?
You know, we've been up on this rooftop for the better part of 2 days now, Kira, in Amman, and what we see up here are missiles flying in the westerly direction headed toward Israel. We've seen interceptors going up and exploding, some of them on their way. We've seen Jordanian fighter jets circling the city here all day long, hearing them, seeing them both. So what we're seeing here in Jordan really is a microcosm of what we're seeing across all those countries that you just mentioned across the Middle East there. We're seeing the same sorts of things. You know, dozens and dozens and dozens of Iranian missiles have been fired at these countries, U.S. military bases in those countries. Most of them have been intercepted, but we have seen the deadly nature of some of those strikes. So that's what we've seen the last couple of days, and that's certainly what we're expecting to see as this situation continues. Iran not showing any signs yet that it's going to slow down this missile barrage, because if anything, Kira, they're trying to inflict pain and damage on the United States troops in this part of the world in order to force the White House to potentially back down. It's really the only thing they can do directly against the United States at this point.
Well, let's talk about Iran's retaliatory strikes. You know, what's been the reaction there throughout the Middle East?
So I think what you're seeing is a kind of a getting ready for this to go on for a long time. You know, you're listening to what the president said earlier today. He's talking weeks, if not months, as long as it takes is what he said. You've got the Iranians on their side saying that they're preparing for a long war against the United States. And so if you're the leadership of Saudi Arabia, of the United Arab Emirates, of Bahrain, of Qatar, of Jordan, you're hunkering down right now, expecting that this conflict is going to go on for a long time. The question is, how does this fundamentally reshape the region moving forward? You know, these are questions that are much bigger in nature and aren't going to be answered anytime soon. But if you're some of these countries here based in the Persian Gulf area, you're certainly going to be paying attention very closely over the next couple of weeks.
Number of presidents. All right. Well, Matt, a lot of people, including Americans, are stuck in the region due to flight cancellations. You know, how are they going to get out at this point?
Yeah, you know, I mean, even just coming into this region, it was difficult for us. You know, we took a flight on Saturday evening on Royal Jordanian, which is the Jordanian airline, and we were the only plane in the air by the looks of it. You know, we had to take a route completely around Israel and kind of landed in between Iran and Israel. But most flights are not taking off. There's a handful of flights that we saw allegedly take off from Abu Dhabi earlier, but most of the airspace in this region remains closed at this point. And so if you're an American, you know, we were talking to people here at the hotel who have been trapped here, Americans, for a number of days now, trying to get out. So if you're stuck in this part of the world right now, at least until this airspace opens up.
All right. Our Matt Rivers for us there in Amman. Matt, thanks so much.